Welcome back, Pokemon trainers. Professor Chaz here. The lab coat's on back order, and it's time for the battle videos from the Johto Classic, which I participated in this weekend. Now, if you're not sure what the Johto Classic is, you can click the team builder down below. It's going to show you the team that I've assembled, the movesets, the strategies, give you the basic rundown of what the format is for the Johto Classic. Essentially, you're looking at just the first two generations of Pokemon, held items except for Mega Stones, so no Mega Evolution, and single battles, 3 versus 3. That's the basic rundown of it. I'm choosing a team basically from the Kanto Classic that I battled in some time ago, and we're going to right now get into the first battle and see how well we did in battle number 1 of the Johto Classic. Let's begin.
It's a whole new world we live in, Pokemon Johto.
And here we get started with battle number 1 of the Johto Classic, battling against Amori from Corsica, France. And what do we see here? It's probably going to be a Sheer Force for Alligator. I didn't mention that in the team builder, but there is the possibility of the Life Orb Sheer Force for Alligator. So, knowing that they can get Ice Fang, like I want to use the knockoff to get rid of the item, but Ice Fang is going to be pretty powerful against our Venusaur. So, what is the best option to go with here? I do want to go with someone defensive. I'm thinking that's probably our Blastoise, although Eggbert wouldn't be too bad. He is weak. Well, both Eggbert and Sheldon are weak to electricity from that Raikou. But Eggbert has the chance to heal back with Wish. Do we see any real setup moves? I don't think so. I think probably Sheldon might be the best bet because we can get the Bulldoze off and slow the Raikou down for something else to take it out. So I might want to not lead with my defensive wall though. I do want to bring Venusaur for the knockoff, so we're going to lead with Sprout. We're going to bring Sheldon in reserve as one of the other two Pokemon, and who can get some good damage off on the rest of these. I think possibly we could go with Blaze, actually. Well, it's 2 Pokemon weak to electricity, though. Now, seeing that we have a couple of water types here and a Heracross, I'm going to actually bring Zapdos as my third one. And get the Heat Wave or the Discharge off. Alright, let's see what battle number 1 brings to the table. As I said, this is a different thing from the Kanto Classic. You're not choosing all 6 Pokemon, so I don't have the option to switch into 2 different defensive walls. I have to hope that I chose the right one. So they do lead with the Raikou. And most of my team, I'd say about half of it, is it? Weak to electric. No, it's rock and ice we have a lot of weaknesses to. So, pressure. Alright, so first things first, we are going to go with the... I want to get rid of the item. I'm going to go knockoff. I'm going to go extra sensory. That is super effective. But can we handle that? Because it's not stab. We did hang in there. Now, what item do we get rid of on this Pokemon? It's going to be the Assault Vest. Okay. So now their special defense is back to where it should be. Now, we're not going to survive another extra sensory. But does anyone want to take that hit? I'm going to go ahead and bring Zapdos in right now. See if he can handle some of these attacks from the Raikou. I don't think... It doesn't get anything super effective against our Zapdos. No rock or ice attacks. That I'm aware of. Maybe I'll find out in this actual battle. So now we got the pressure on you, Raikou. What are you going to do? Alright, we're not trained for defense, but we handle that pretty well. So what I could do is try to stall this out with the Roost attack. Or just go straight up damage with Heat Wave. Well, I want to Roost first to see who's faster. I have a suspicion they might be. Yes, they are. Now, this is going to be more powerful. We hung in there with 2 HP. Now, we're not going to survive another one, though. At this point, I think probably the best bet, I'm going to let Sprout go down. I'm going to switch back into our Venusaur. I want to hang on to Zapdos for one of those possible water types. So, as soon as Sprout falls, I'm going to have to bring Sheldon in, of course. Try to go for the Bulldoze to slow this thing down. But I want a nice free switch into our Blastoise, hoping he can survive one Thunderbolt from this thing. Now can Sprout survive a Thunderbolt? Just barely. But of course, we know, well that was critical too, but we know the extra Sentry is going to drop our Venusaur. So for whatever good it's going to do, I'm going to go ahead and fire off the Light Screen. Yeah, there's the extra Sentry. Fully accurate, of course. We're not going to get any dodging around that move. So, sorry Sprout, you had to take the hit. We just gotta hope Sheldon can survive one attack from this thing and get off the Bulldoze and slow it down. Of course, Sheldon himself will not outspeed after that one Bulldoze, but there's a chance Zapdos will. We're putting it all into the Bulldoze attack. We are trained for the defenses. This is stab, however. Come on. Nope, didn't make it. Now, I'm going to say the critical hit actually did matter in this case because my plan was to slow this thing down, and the only reason it didn't work is because they got a critical hit. I'm calling it right now. I don't care that that's a legendary Raikou. So our only option right now is to, of course, get Thunderbolted and knocked out, but we're going to hit the Heat Wave attack, try to get off as much damage as we can, if we can even get off an attack. And we do not, so we get swept by a Raikou in our first Johto Classic battle. Good game, Amori. Time for battle number 8 of the Johto Classic against Kema Pokemon from Mexico with a kind of low rating. So if we lose to this particular opponent, well, I'm not going to say it. It would be unfortunate, let's just say that. So we see Venusaur, Poliwrath, Jinx, Tyranitar, Houndoom, and Snorlax. Probably best bet. Now the Venusaur would be super effective against our Blastoise, but he would be okay to start getting some special effects off on the opponents. Getting some speed drop and maybe a burn, perhaps, too. Do I want to lead with him? I don't know. I don't know if I want to bring Eggbert. I'm thinking defensive-wise who I should bring. Eggbert would be weak to 3 of these Pokemon, so he might not be the best bet. I do think I'm going to lead with our defensive Blastoise, try to get some speed control before switching into somebody else. So his biggest problem would be that Venusaur. I'm thinking probably Blaze would be good. Maybe so, yeah, I'm going to bring Blaze. We do have the Power Herb and Solar Beam little secret strategy we might be able to make use of. And the last Pokemon that could get some good damage off here, maybe Keaton. Super effective against a few of these Pokemon, actually, a good number of them. I am going to bring Keaton. We do have that Focus Sash possibility to get off some good damage. So we're leading Sheldon, Blaze and Keaton are coming in and reserve. Let's see what this opponent has to show us. I'd like to end day 1 with a single win if I can possibly pull that off, but there's no guarantee just yet. So Sheldon, take the field, show off that contest ribbon you've worked so hard to earn. And leading off against a Houndoom. So, the obvious move for them to do is, well, they might have this Solar Beam Power Herb combo, but I really doubt that. Even if they do, we do have a good defenses. Probably the best bet going for the speed control. Okay, they have a flying type. I cannot recall. Let me think. Venusaur, Jinx, Poliwrath, Houndoom. I don't think they did. I'm going to risk the Bulldoze. It is the fully accurate speed dropping attack. Yep, Houndoom does pull out of there. Probably the Venusaur's coming in next. There it is. Venusaur is on the field. Ooh, shiny. Nice and fancy looking. So we're going to slow it down at least. Hardly any damage, of course. So the obvious move they could go for is a Grass attack. I have no real choice. I do have to switch into Blaze right now. Let's go ahead and do that. Watch them go for an Ancient Power or something that I'm not expecting. So let's see what they go for. No Sleep Powder. Alright, well that's not good. They're going to get a free chance to switch something in against us. Now we saw the Houndoom, Venusaur's here. I wonder what their third Pokemon is. I'm going to leave Sheldon in, it's not Sheldon, and Blaze in for now. And just go ahead and we'll click Flamethrower. It doesn't matter because we're going to be asleep for this first turn. And the Venusaur withdraws and goes into Tyranitar. Okay. So I think Blaze could handle the Houndoom and the Venusaur, so I gotta pull him back for sure. I'm thinking I'm gonna let Sheldon come in. And essentially I'm willing to let Sheldon go down. I want to get a free switch into Keaton if possible. Get off some good damage against this Tyranitar. So Sheldon, come on back in, take some hits, maybe get a burn off on something before we let you drop. Blastoise, here we go. What does the Tyranitar go for? Probably a rock move. Yeah, Rock Slide. Oh, we actually dodge it. Nice. So, there's no reason not to go for anything but a speed control move. The Sandstream increases the special defense of rock types, such as Tyranitar, so Scald will do minimal damage. We could burn it, but again, I think the more advantageous attack is Bulldoze. And the Tyranitar pulls out once again, well, just like the Houndoom did, and of course Venusaur comes back in. So we know they went Sleep Powder, but as I said, I'm willing to let Sheldon fall. We slow this thing down. I wonder if they're going to try Sleep Powder right now. They might want to go for just some grass damage off on us. If that is the case, I'm thinking I'm just going to click Avalanche. We aren't trained for physical attack, it is more special based, but Sludge Bomb, excellent. They didn't have a grass move against us. They might have been predicting a switch out though. Let's get some double damage off with Avalanche. So, now that they've seen we have Avalanche, they're more than likely going to try Sleep Powder. I'm going to go for, although it's a resisted move, I'm going to go for the Scald attack, see if we can get some burn residual damage off on this Venusaur. We are slowly whittling it down with their own Tyranitar Sandstream as well. Can we get the burn on this particular Pokemon, please? Not very effective. We did get the burn. Nice. Wait a minute. Oh. Well, that's nice. And there's a Petal Blizzard. Oh, we actually survived that. Nice. So the Sandstorm is gone. Do I want to play up for the burn again? That's probably the best bet. If they switch anything in, super effective. And let's try. Let's get that burn once more, everybody. Come on, let's do it. Come on, can we get it, please? No, I didn't think so. Would have been asking for a little bit too much luck. So Sheldon does fall, but as I said, that was kind of expected and quite acceptable. So we're going to go ahead and bring in Keaton, who's our best bet against everything else on the opposing side right now. And what can we do here? So I think, well, we can probably get the KO with close combat. That might be the best thing to do, simply because it is fully accurate. We are going to lose our defenses, but we do have Focus Sash. I want to make sure I get this thing knocked out, so I'm hoping that it's not defensive enough to survive this. I'm going to drop it. Yes, we do. Venusaur falls. As does our defenses. So, whatever comes in next, we do have a... well, close combat could get the KO. Let's see. Houndoom is next. Now, is it faster than Keaton? I do not know. But we're just going to go close combat for the super effective damage. We do outspeed. Can we drop it in a single hit? Down goes Houndoom. Alright, all that's left is a Dark and Rock type. Our defenses are as low as they're going to get. But if we can just drop this Tyranitar, we'll get our first win of the Johto Classic. No pressure, Keaton, but it's all riding on you right now. Alright. Oh, I didn't even notice that was a shiny Tyranitar. So this does increase the special defense of Tyranitar, but not the physical defense. Let's go close combat. It'll be interesting if they have a Focus Sash as well. No, they actually have the Chople Berry. Is it enough, though? It is. However, although our defenses have just fallen, as I say, we got the focus. No, never mind. Sandstream's going to take us down. Of course, we do dodge that. Excellent. Alright. I think this is pretty much a wrap. Close combat once again. I didn't even notice that's only 5 PP max, so we were kind of running low in the PP. But we have a win in the Johto Classic after 7 battles, was it? I'm happy with this. Alright, good job, Keaton. And good game to my opponent. Our final opponent for day 1 from Principality of Asturias, I hope I said that okay, Spain, Dana. We see a number of fire types, well 2 fire types, we see Arcanine and Ninetales, ooh, the red and blue counterparts. Also a number of Eevee evolutions, an Espeon, Jolteon, and Vaporeon, plus Persians there as well to round out the little animalistic animalistic puppy kitty sort of combo. Now, that Jolteon, what do we do? Definitely possibility of getting swept by another Jolteon, so we're going to lead with, good question. I want to maybe slow it down, but Sheldon can't survive a hit from this Jolteon. And that's the only real speed control move we have, so I'm thinking I got to lead with Keaton, go for that Focus Sash, possibility of getting some damage off with the close combat. And once we do deal with that Jolteon, if we possibly can, I'm going to go ahead and say Sheldon is our next best bet. Super effective against the 2 fire types. Not really super effective against the rest of them. But for those, I think maybe Zapdos might be the best way to go. So we're going to do that. Keaton, Sheldon, and Zapdos. Let's see if our luck, I'm not going to say skill because obviously I have no clue what I'm doing in these battles, but let's say, hoping that our luck pulls through and gets us another win for day 1. So Dana's going to lead off with Persian, actually. Well, obviously we can go for the close combat on this. Was anything resistant? They did have a resistance in the Espeon. They Jolteon, Vaporeon, neutral, the 2 fire types. And what else did they have? Persian, Vaporeon, Espeon, Jolteon. Okay, no, wait, so the only thing resistant would be the Espeon. But we could go for a Mega Horn if that comes in. I think close combat is the best way to go. Yes, we dodged that. Nice. Can we get the KO with this close combat? Down goes Persian. That's 1 down already. That's our defenses down as well, however. But again, we got that Focus Sash. They can go for a 1-hit KO if they want. We're going to survive and get a retaliatory attack off on this incoming Pokemon, the Arcanine. Now, they can get Wild Charge. I think, okay, now that we are intimidated, we're definitely going to switch out. Do I want to bring in Sheldon right now? He's going to take a hit. No, you know what? I'm going to bring Zapdos because we can roost up. I just want to see what they're going to go for. Sheldon's going to be too effective against this thing with his 3 super effective moves against it. We're going to bring Zapdos, and as I say, if need be, we can keep roosting up. I'm going to go with the Flamethrower. We have some good special defense on Zapdos. Now, I don't want to discharge right now because the recoil is going to take us down after another Flamethrower. Or should I just do that? I might be willing to let Zapdos fall at this point. Let's just do that. Let's play for the paralysis as well. How, you know, possibly, hopefully. So we get some damage off with this. Ooh, nice damage and the paralysis. Can we get it fully paralyzed for the turn? No, I didn't think so. Lucky enough to get the paralysis, but we did get speed control on it, thankfully. Which means Sheldon probably is going to be able to finish this thing up. Now, we haven't seen the Jolteon. I'm going to go with the Bulldoze. Sheldon could take a super effective Wild Charge in return, but this thing is paralyzed. Let's just do the Bulldoze. If they want to swap out, okay, they stay in. They probably figured the Arcanine is done for at this point. So the speed does fall, not that it really matters, of course, being paralyzed. There's that Wild Charge. Alright, so we're at half HP. And they actually bring down the Arcanine on their own. So it all comes down to what their final Pokemon is. Keaton is still at full HP, so we're going to be able to survive a single hit once he comes in. I want to try to slow down whatever comes in, if possible. Vaporeon. So it's more than likely Water Absorb. I think that might be the only ability that they can get. The most powerful move we can go for would be the Bulldoze. I shouldn't say most powerful, but most reliable. Now, the only problem is that this thing is quite defensive. So, Keaton might not be able to drop it in even 3 hits. You don't want to freeze us, do you? Nice. Alright, so they're probably trying for the burn. Wait, what am I thinking? They went Ice Beam. I was thinking Scald in my own Blastoise, so they're possibly playing up for the Ice Beam. We didn't see any recovery on it, I didn't think. Let's just keep going for the reliable damage in Bulldoze. Bring this thing down as low as possible. Now, of course, we could have Wish. I really wish they don't, though. Alright, so even if they do freeze us, I have the option of going for Scald, which will thaw Blastoise out from within. The only problem is if they have Water Absorb, it's going to heal the Vaporeon. So I might, if I get frozen, just let Sheldon fall at that point. Critical Bulldoze, nice. Every little bit's going to count. So, would they actually go for a Wish at this point right now? They are frozen. I'm just going to let Sheldon possibly thaw out on his own. Unless now is the time that they're going to go for a Wish. But let's just play this out as it goes. I'm going to keep going with the Bulldoze. Yes, we thaw out. Excellent. There's more bulldoze damage. We're at 50% on that Vaporeon. They're gonna dig now. Okay. Too bad Bulldoze doesn't hit while they're underground. Earthquake does. Why shouldn't Bulldoze? I think this was a turn to heal up at least. So, you know what? Since Bulldoze will not hit, I'm just going to Avalanche. We'll let them hit me first and get double damage off of Avalanche. They must have Dig to deal with any electric types. So not very much damage, but it is more reliable in that we know we're going to be getting hit, and instead of wasting a turn without being able to land an attack, Bulldoze is going to, Avalanche is going to let us hit after the Vaporeon attacks us. So we're just going to keep going for the Bulldoze here. Now it is quite low. I could probably bring Keaton in at any point. He would survive a single hit, and this Vaporeon has been slowed down enough that we're going, well, it doesn't matter, it's coming in right now, thanks to that critical surf bringing down Sheldon. So, it is time to go for the 100% accurate close combat. Will it be enough at this range to bring Vaporeon down? And I'm willing to place a bet that it is. Not sure how much I'm willing to bet, but let's just see what the close combat actually does for us. Right here, smacking into the Vaporeon, down it goes, and we actually got a second win on day one of the Johto Classic. 2 wins, 8 losses. Not the best track record, but at least it's better than a 10-0 sweep. Good game, Dana. So I'm sitting here at the end of day one of the Johto Classic, and I decided, as far as the videos go, what I'm actually going to do is compile a few videos in one episode of each day's worth of battles, because I kind of forgot the fact that since these are 3 versus 3, they go a little bit faster than the Kanto Classic, and the fact that a number of these battles I've been getting swept in by a single Pokemon means that there's really not enough content to fill a single video for each battle, so therefore I'm going to show off a few of them from each day, and just kind of give a recap at the end of the day. So at the end of day one of the Johto Classic, I'm sitting at a victory, or let's not call it a victory rating, let's call it a rating of 2 wins, 8 losses. So I'm not doing very good. I'm not really predicting the items that the opponent have properly, and just other strategies such as I wasn't predicting and anticipating Sheer Force for Alligator is a big problem, and the team that I'm bringing is quite weak to electricity. And we've seen some we've seen some powerful sweeps in opposing Raikou and Jolteon. I really should have thought to bring a ground type. Didn't think it was going to be super necessary. I thought my typing and defensiveness was pretty good as it was. But anyway, regardless, we have 2 wins at least, so it's not going to be a complete shutout. And we're well on our way to getting our participation prize of Whitney's Miltank. And by well on our way, I mean I've actually already earned it because you only need to do 3 battles. That all being said, I'm going to come back tomorrow, or later today. I believe this is going to upload for Saturday, but later today we should see some recap videos of the Johto Classic from the second day of the competition, and hopefully seeing some more victories on my side of the field. I want to say thank you for checking out today's battle video, and it's not over yet. The Johto Classic does continue for the remainder of the 2 days for the weekend, plus 2 more videos are going to be coming showing off some battles from those days. Once again, thank you for checking out today's part of the Johto Classic recap, and I'll catch you next time.